Viral footage allegedly shows BigXThaPlug shooting his associate, Z the Wizard, in the head at a Dallas nightclub on New Year's Day 2026.
They walk up to him. Whatever they asked him, Z the Wizard stole off one of them. Next thing you know, they start fighting. Dude that was with the suspect, he pull out a blick, start shooting at the whole club.
Z the Wizard had just been signed to Future's Free Band's label when his life nearly ended. Shooters opened fire at the Pink House, Dallas, leaving 5 people hit and Z the Wizard fighting for survival. Now, let's break down exactly what went down that night, why this footage has been blowing up all over the internet. The night everything went wrong was New Year's Eve 2025. The Pink House Dallas was hosting its grand opening, an after-hours spot located near Empire Central and the North Stemmons Freeway. The venue had booked several local artists for what was supposed to be a high-energy celebration to ring in the new year. 2 of the biggest names scheduled to appear were BigXThaPlug and Z the Wizard. BigXThaPlug, born Xavier Landon, had been on an unstoppable run for the past 2 years. He had solidified himself as one of the coldest rappers coming out of Texas. His song, Texas, went gold and racked up over 330 million streams. By late 2025, he was expanding beyond hip-hop, collaborating with country artists like Luke Combs, Jelly Roll, and Bailey Zimmerman. That same year, he released I Hope You're Happy, an album blending southern trap with Nashville-style country influences. By every measure, Big X was the hottest rapper Dallas had produced in years. Z the Wizard, whose real name is Ze'Cury Cannon Grant Fields, was only 25 years old. He was raised in Oak Cliff, a tough neighborhood in South Dallas where staying alert was a way of life. His journey into music began after a sports injury ended his athletic ambitions. In late 2024, he started releasing music, dropping projects like Hood Prophet and standout tracks such as Boss N444 and Chevy. His sound centered around motivation, grinding from nothing, surviving pressure, and turning struggle into success. By the summer of 2025, the Dallas Observer named Z the Wizard one of the top 20 rappers to watch in the DFW area. In August 2025, he officially signed to Future's Free Band's label, a major step that signaled his transition from being hood famous to entering the mainstream spotlight. He had already earned co-signs from artists like G Herbo and Rod Wave. Even Mo3's former manager, Rainwater, publicly praised Z, calling him incredibly talented with the potential to take over the streets. Both BigXThaPlug and Z the Wizard were part of what locals called the New Dallas Movement, a collective of young artists pushing unity instead of street beef. The movement included names like Zillionaire Doe, Montana 700, and Timothy Chung. Many of these artists came from different neighborhoods with long-standing tensions, but they were attempting to change the narrative and move as one.
Wiz one of the ones, you know what I'm saying? He didn't get to talk. My nigga Wiz one of the ones. One of the ones. Versatile.
The idea behind New Dallas was simple. Instead of turning on one another, these rappers chose unity. They showed up for each other's shows, promoted each other's music, and moved as a single force. It was a reaction to the past after the original generation of Dallas rap was torn apart by street drama. Then Mo3 was killed in 2020. Yellow BZ was later linked to murder charges connected to Mo3's death. The entire scene fractured, leaving Dallas rap divided once again.
It's really love between these crews. We're really trying to do something new and positive with this new generation.
On New Year's Eve, Z the Wizard was booked to perform at Pink House, Dallas for its grand opening. According to his team, he took the stage just before midnight and shut it down, performing in front of a packed crowd that even included his own family. Once his set wrapped up, his family headed out, but Z stayed behind, continuing to turn up with BigXThaPlug and the rest of the crew. The energy inside the club was nothing but pure vibes. Earlier footage from that night shows both rappers fully active and locked in.
As you can see, the caption says BigXThaPlug and Z the Wizard in Dallas for New Year.
Z the Wizard was flooding the spot with cash, tossing stacks toward the dancers. BigXThaPlug had his section on lock, surrounded by bottles. The crowd was moving. Shorties twerking. It felt straight out of a movie.
As you can see, you know, it seemed like a celebratory mood in the...
Then, at around 3:45 a.m. on January 1st, 2026, everything spiraled out of control. Dallas police began receiving frantic calls about gunshots ringing out in a parking lot. By the time officers arrived, the crowd had already scattered, but the evidence left behind told a grim story. Someone had opened fire. 5 people were struck by bullets. 1 victim was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. That victim was Z the Wizard. According to family members who later spoke with WFAA, Z the Wizard had been hit multiple times. Rumor even spread that one of the shots struck his head. Paramedics wasted no time getting him to the hospital, where doctors immediately listed him in critical condition. The video that would soon explode across the internet was recorded in the chaotic moments after the shooting. It showed BigXThaPlug standing outside the club, visibly shaken, trying to comprehend what had just happened to his close friend.
So as you heard him say, he said they shot Z in the head. What the F?
That clip went viral within hours. BigXThaPlug stood in a pink-lit parking lot, wearing an orange jacket, leaning against his car. Then came the words everyone would replay again and again. They shot Z in the head.
That was him on the floor?
I think the last thing you hear him say is that was him.
BigXThaPlug didn't take a single bullet, but his reaction said everything. The shock on his face, the disbelief in that split second when you realize your homie just got hit, became the image that defined the entire story as it spread online. What followed was chaos of a different kind. Within hours of the shooting, social media went into overdrive. Posts started circulating claiming that Z the Wizard had died. The rumors moved faster than any official update from police or the hospital. By the morning of January 1st, 2026, RIP posts and tributes were everywhere. X, Instagram, TikTok flooded with people mourning someone who was, at that very moment, still alive. Misinformation did what it always does. One unverified claim turned into hundreds of reposts. Nobody checked facts. Blog sites and hip-hop pages ran with social media chatter instead of confirmed details, building entire stories off tweets rather than truth. The result was a wave of false reports that Z the Wizard's family had to battle, while already facing the reality that their loved one was on life support. Montana 700, one of Z the Wizard's Day One brothers and a fellow member of the new Dallas squad, was among the first to shut the rumors down. He took to his story to thank everyone for the support and prayers, while making it clear that the reports going around were straight cap.
Thank you to everyone. We appreciate you all the love y'all got for Z. There has been misinformation floating around. As of now, Z is still fighting, praying that he bounces back and on full recovery.
The message became clear very quickly. Z the Wizard was not dead. He was still alive, placed on life support, and fighting for his life. Unfortunately, the damage had already been done. Early false reports spread rapidly, and many people who saw the initial claims about his death never saw the corrections that followed. By January 3, 2026, WFAA confirmed that Z the Wizard remained hospitalized and on life support. His family spoke directly with reporters to clarify his condition, explaining that, while the situation was critical, they were staying hopeful. They asked the public for prayers, respect, and privacy during this extremely difficult time. As the days passed, the situation at the hospital grew more complicated. Dallas police were forced to increase security after large crowds began gathering outside. Fans, many of whom had never met Z the Wizard, showed up trying to gain access. According to the family, even extended relatives were being turned away due to safety concerns. With detectives continuing their investigation and officers focused on maintaining order, the family expressed gratitude toward the Dallas Police Department, not only for protecting Z but for helping hospital staff do their jobs without constant disruption. Timothy Chung, a fellow Dallas artist and close friend of Z the Wizard, also spoke out on social media. He urged people to stop flooding the hospital and give the family space. The message was consistent across Z's inner circle. Let the doctors work, let the family breathe, and stop spreading unverified information.
What I'm hearing right now, I'm hearing that he's still in critical condition.
Social media once again showed how dangerous it becomes when a shooting breaks out. Information moved faster than facts, and emotions spread quicker than the truth. In Z the Wizard's case, rumors claiming he had been killed went viral before his family even had time to process what happened. This wasn't the first time something like this happened in hip-hop. We've seen it before with other rappers, other shootings, and other false reports. But the speed of this story was different. In just hours, the narrative went from a shooting at a Dallas club to headlines saying a rising rapper was dead. Ironically, many people were discovering Z the Wizard's music for the first time because of the shooting. His streams increased, his name started trending, and his songs were added to playlists, but all for the worst reason. While the internet speculated his family was dealing with two battles at once, a medical emergency and a public narrative they couldn't control, they had to keep correcting misinformation, reminding everyone that Z was still alive and fighting. Only immediate family members were allowed in his hospital room as confusion online continued for days. According to the Dallas Police Department, officers responded to reports of gunfire at Pink House, Dallas around 3:45 a.m. on January 1, 2026. By the time police arrived, the shooting was already over. 5 people were injured, including Z the Wizard, who was in critical condition. Police confirmed the incident began after an altercation but released no details about suspects, motives, or whether anyone was specifically targeted. Unverified eyewitness stories quickly spread online. Some claimed Z was involved in a fight before shots were fired. Others said the shooting was random crossfire. A few even suggested friendly fire, but that theory didn't make sense, considering he was hit multiple times. None of these claims were confirmed. The venue itself also came under scrutiny. Pink House, Dallas had just opened that night. New Year's Eve was its grand opening. Questions about security immediately surfaced. How did guns get inside? What protocols were in place? The club faced backlash after posting celebratory content about earnings while victims were hospitalized. BigXThaPlug was also in the building when shots rang out. Witnesses said he took cover behind the bar until it was safe. Some speculated he may have been the intended target due to his larger profile, but police have not supported that claim. The shooting reopened long-standing Conversations about violence in the Dallas rap scene. After the murder of MO3 in 2020, the city's music culture became deeply divided. In response, a new generation of artists pushed for unity and collaboration. Z the Wizard was one of the faces of that movement, focused on growth, community work, and staying out of street conflict. But the streets don't care about intentions. Being in the wrong place at the wrong time can still end everything. In the days following the shooting, no arrests were made. Z the Wizard remained on life support, and his family asked for privacy. For the new Dallas movement, the incident became a painful test of whether peace and progress are truly possible. The most lasting image from the night was a viral clip of BigXThaPlug reacting outside the club, saying, "They shot Z in the head." That moment captured the reality behind the headlines. Celebration turned into chaos, and a rising artist fighting for his life. For the people involved, this wasn't content, it was real life.